Butterworth, a comic genius of British film and television. Peter Butterworth, born on February 24, 1919, in the bustling town of Walsall, Staffordshire, England, epitomized the blend of comedic talent and character acting that was the hallmark of British cinema in the mid-20th century. His journey from humble beginnings to becoming a recognizable face of comedy encapsulates not only his personal journey but also the evolution of British entertainment during a transformative period in history. This article will delve into his life, career, and enduring legacy in the realms of acting and comedy. Early life and background. Peter Butterworth was born to Harry and Mabel Butterworth, and he grew up in an average working-class family. His father worked as a building contractor, and his mother was a homemaker. The environment was not one particularly steeped in performance art or theater. However, young Peter exhibited a flair for the dramatic from an early age. He attended Walsall Grammar School, where he participated in school plays, showcasing a talent for mimicry and humor. After leaving school, the societal upheaval caused by World War II impacted many lives, including Butterworth's. In 1939, shortly before the outbreak of the war, he joined the Royal Air Force, RAF, as a pilot. His experiences during this tumultuous period would significantly influence his later work in comedy. While serving in the RAF, Butterworth demonstrated remarkable talent as a performer. He would often entertain fellow airmen with impersonations and comic routines, honing his craft amidst the stress of wartime. After the war, the seeds for his future success as a comedian were firmly planted. Entry into entertainment. Following the war, Butterworth returned to civilian life in 1945. He initially pursued a position in the banking sector, but the lure of performance proved too strong. He made his official entrance into the world of entertainment in the early 1950s, becoming a featured performer in variety shows, which were a staple of British culture. Butterworth's big break came when he joined the cast of the BBC radio series Variety Bandbox. This gig allowed him to reach a wider audience, and his unique style, characterized by a delightful mixture of slapstick humor and keen observational comedy, began to resonate with listeners. By the late 1950s, he had transitioned to television, featuring in shows like The Goon Show. Butterworth's ability to adapt to new mediums was a key factor in his rise as a beloved entertainer. Breakthrough in film and television. By the 1960s, Peter Butterworth had firmly established himself in film and television. His first significant role came in the 1960 British comedy film The Ladykillers, alongside renowned comedians such as Alec Guinness and Peter Sellers. Though his role was relatively minor, the film was a massive success and opened doors for Butterworth in the burgeoning British film industry. His collaboration with the Carry On film series, which started in the early 1960s, marked a turning point in his career. The Carry On films, known for their saucy humor and double entendres, became a cultural phenomenon in the UK. Butterworth's performances in Carry On Cruising, 1962, and Carry On Cowboy, 1965, showcased his exceptional talent for physical comedy and character portrayal. He quickly became a fan favorite, often embodying the archetype of the bumbling yet lovable character, which resonated well with audiences. In addition to the Carry On films, Butterworth also starred in other comedy films, including The Wrong Arm of the Law, 1963, and Cinderella, 1969, demonstrating his versatility as an actor. His ability to evoke laughter through a natural combination of visual gags and clever dialogue solidified his place in British comedy. Contribution to television. As Butterworth's film career flourished, he also made a significant impact on television. He appeared in various popular series during the 1960s and 1970s, including The Goodies and The Two Ronnies. His appearances on The Morecambe and Wise Show cemented his status as a household name, showcasing his capacity to adapt to different comedic styles and formats. Beyond sketch comedy, Butterworth took on more substantial television roles. One of his most notable performances was in the sitcom The Bread and Butterflies, which aired in the 1970s. Although the show was short-lived, it demonstrated his ability to transition into more character-driven narratives, reflecting his breadth as an actor. In the latter part of his career, Butterworth continued to be active in television, moving into presenting and hosting roles. His charming and affable personality translated well to these formats, making him a trusted figure in British entertainment. Personal life. Despite his public persona as a comedic figure, Butterworth's personal life was more complex. He married his wife, the actress and singer Anne Butterworth, in 1948. The couple had 3 children and maintained a relatively private family life, although they occasionally collaborated on projects. Tragedy struck in 1974 when Anne passed away, leaving Butterworth devastated. He dedicated much of his subsequent work to her memory, drawing upon his anguish to provide depth and authenticity in his performances. His resilience and dedication to his craft during this difficult time were admirable, showcasing his character both on-screen and off. Legacy and final years. Peter Butterworth continued to work in various projects well into the 1980s. His comedic style remained consistent, and he adapted to newer comedic trends while staying true to his roots. The comedy landscape was changing, with new stars emerging. However, Butterworth's contributions remained relevant. In his later years, Butterworth faced health issues but continued to work and perform. He battled cancer for several years, yet he approached each challenge with the same humor that had characterized his career. He often exerted himself in charity performances, using his talent to help raise funds and awareness for various causes. In 1978, Butterworth received a well-deserved honor when he was appointed a member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, for his services to entertainment. This acknowledgement reflected his lasting impact on the industry and highlighted the depth of his contributions to British humor. Peter Butterworth passed away on June 17, 1979, at the age of 60. His passing left a void in British comedy, but the legacy of his work continues to influence generations of comedians and actors. Television specials celebrating his life and contributions to the industry have further cemented his place in the pantheon of British performers. Conclusion. Peter Butterworth's life and career symbolize the height of British comedy in the 20th century. From his humble beginnings in Walsall to becoming a revered figure in film and television, his journey exemplifies the art of comedy. While he may have been a product of his time, his ability to adapt and evolve with changing trends has made him an enduring influence. Today, his performances in the Carry On films and various television shows continue to entertain and inspire new audiences, ensuring that his legacy lives on. Peter Butterworth will forever be remembered as a comedic genius whose warmth and humor brought joy to many, embodying the spirit of British comedy in all its delightful forms.